There we go. So welcome everybody. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you're from. And if this is your first time to a redox presentation, then an extra special welcome for you. So I'm just going to go ahead and share my screen. I don't know if that actually worked. Let me just check in there. Yes, it did. Okay. All right. So here we go. So for those of you who don't know me, hello, my name is Janene Babauskis, and tonight is all about sharing a breakthrough that can change your life. I'll be talking about redox signaling molecules and the role that they play in keeping us well. So what I'm going to be covering tonight is what is this health breakthrough anyway? I mean, most of you, if it's your first time here, if you're like me 6 years ago, I had never heard of redox signaling molecules, and I'm a health practitioner. The products that use this technology, the results, some results for you to see, a little bit about ASEA, the company, and what their mission is, and how you can benefit from this health breakthrough. So, perhaps let's look at what's important to you. It could be all of these. These are all important to me. Perhaps you want to look and feel younger. You could have a health challenge right now, or somebody you know or care about could have a health challenge. You could have a preventative approach to health because you know it's not the government or your doctor's responsibility. It's your responsibility to look after yourself. You could be looking for increased energy, stamina, and endurance. And that doesn't mean you have to be an athlete or a weekend warrior. It just means that at the end of the day, when you get home from work, you're not heading for the couch. Breakthrough equals opportunity. So, it could be something that you want to have a look at as far as a potential business. And it could be you just love the idea of helping others, making a difference. Some of you might already be in a work or career where you do help others, and this technology would dovetail beautifully into what you're doing right now. So just a little bit about me. I'm super grateful every day that Cheryl Penrose reached out to me. It was nearly 6 years ago now, and invited me to have a look at this breakthrough technology. And because of that, my life has completely changed. It's actually transformed. So 6 years ago, I found myself in a really foreign place. I had health challenges and I wasn't able to resolve them myself. And that was pretty scary because I'm a health practitioner. I had all the answers, but there was something missing. I was turning 60. And I was, for the first time in my life, starting to look my age, and I certainly felt my age. I felt, and that was foreign to me. Felt really lost, without purpose. I was sad, was low in energy, and I started on the redox gel because that's all we had. That's what was launched in Australia 6 years ago. And within 2 to 6 weeks, all of my health challenges resolved. My low energy resolved, my joint trauma resolved. And within 6 weeks, I had 3 clients ask me if I'd been to Thailand and had a little bit of work done on my face because I looked younger. Anyway, I hadn't been to Thailand. I was just so grateful for that tube of Renew 28. And the thing was, my energy was back, my mojo was back. And people were saying to me, friends of mine who were practitioners said, what are you on? What are you doing? We want to know. So that was all just applying Renew 28 to my body twice a day. So pretty incredible technology. It certainly got my attention, I can tell you. So what will your journey look like? Well, this technology, it's a game changer, and it has the potential to spearhead the greatest advances in health that we've ever seen, harnessing the power of our own bodies to keep us well. That is super, super important. So in 1998, the first breakthrough came, and that was when the role of redox signaling molecules were identified by these 3 research doctors. And for that work, they won a Nobel Prize. And this was the first time that Western medicine understood the role of redox signaling molecules. Prior to that, it was deemed that they were a waste product in the body. So waste product to breakthrough. Very, very interesting and important. Then in 2009, we had another breakthrough. So once discovered, there was years of research and development went into figuring out how to stabilize these molecules outside of the body so that they could be used to top up our own redox levels, which deplete through the decades. So here's Vertus Norton, he's the founder of ASEA, and he successfully stabilized redox molecules outside of the body in 2009. And at that time, this was and still is considered scientifically impossible. So there you are right now, 75 trillion cells or bags of salt water. Our cells are constantly making redox signaling molecules. You're making them right now. Otherwise, you would be lying on the floor, not breathing. We literally can only live for a couple of minutes if we stop making redox signaling molecules. And they underpin the health of our cells, our tissues, and our organs. So if you want a healthy heart, you need healthy heart cells. If you want healthy lungs, you need healthy lung cells. So, you know, you get the picture, right? Redox signaling molecules enhance our body's ability to repair and heal. Most important. If our cells are healthy, then our tissues are healthy, and then our organs are healthy. And redox signaling molecules enhance our body's ability to repair and heal. All of our systems are dependent on redox signaling molecules. So cell signaling is vital to our well-being. If our cells are healthy, we are healthy. So I think you're probably starting to get the picture. So any steps that you're taking towards improving your health become way more effective. So if you're on nutritional supplements, your nutritional supplements work better, you feel better, you look better, you sleep better, and you have more energy. Who wouldn't want more of that? So let's just look at the role of redox signaling molecules. So our immune system protects our cells from viruses, bacteria, toxins, fungus, molds. However, how does our immune system know that there is a threat at the cellular level? Well, it's the redox signaling molecules that actually communicate with the immune system. So this is actually our healing mechanism that we're looking at right here, the detect, repair, and replace. So redox signaling molecules detect damage, repair if possible, and replace if not possible. So increasing the signaling and communication inside your cells will enhance your body's natural ability to heal by signaling the genes to fix the problem, or cell death and replace with the division of a healthy neighboring cell. So there's the healing mechanism right there, detect, repair, and replace. So now we're just going to look at some analogies, simplify the science if you like. So think of a fire in your home. It's producing heat, all good. But if a log rolls out of the fire and your house catches on fire, destruction happens in your home at the cellular level. This is oxidants that are out of control and free radicals going crazy. And that sends a signal that something wrong is inside your body, like inflammation or immune disorders. So back to the house, you take your mobile or your cell phone and you call for help. That's provided you have a signal, all right? So what makes your phone operate? It's actually the signal. But maybe you just have one bar. So no matter how good the fire brigade is with their ladders, their fire hoses, and firemen, they are not getting the message, right? There's an interruption of message here, and your house goes up in flames. We have the only technology in the world. While everybody else is focusing on the fire truck, we are focusing on the signal. So we're the only company in the world focusing on the signal. So if your cells can't signal, nothing else matters. Your vitamins, your minerals, your antioxidants, your CBD oils, your essential oils, none of those matter. Redox signaling molecules are foundational to health and healing. But let's look at another part of the protection mechanism in the body. Oxidative stress is the #1 health risk. And antioxidants target that oxidative stress. But what was interesting for me to learn is that redox actually activates the antioxidants. So in the absence of redox signaling molecules, our antioxidants are unemployed. And that's a real issue, given that oxidative stress is the #1 health risk. So redox signaling molecules increase antioxidant effectiveness by 500 to 800%. So that's your superoxide dismutase and your glutathione. Glutathione being your master antioxidant, your master detoxification pathway as well. So really, really important that we are able to activate sufficient antioxidants to deal with our oxidative stress. So seems like redox signaling molecules are very powerful and really important. So then why would we need to supplement with them? Well, redox declines with age. Is anyone getting older out there? Okay, well, as we age, we lose about 10% production of these molecules every decade. So basically when we're born, that's like, if we think of the phone analogy as well, that's like 5 bars on your phone, 100% redox, everything works. Then by the time we're 40, we're down to 50% redox. So from about the age of, from puberty, actually, it declines 10% every decade. So we're down to 50%. That's like 3 bars. You know, you get a bit of call dropout, video buffering. Now at 40, you know, we can start to see the visible signs of aging, but, you know, we still do the things we did at 20, and unless, you know, we're dealing with a disease. You know, we'll have that game of tennis, but it might take us 2 or 3 days to recover. And we're definitely a bit slower on the court. And then we move into our 80s and we're down to 1 bar. That's 10% redox. So I was 60 when I was introduced. So I was down to 30% redox. So 70% of my healing mechanism was gone. So no wonder, you know, it didn't matter how many supplements I threw at myself or how many modalities I was using. My body just didn't have what it needed to complete the repair. So yeah, at 1 bar, it's a bit like SOS. And what further exacerbates the decline of redox is our lifestyle, right? So we all know that we need to eat properly, get enough sleep, minimize toxicity, try and minimize our electromagnetic radiation stress. All of those things further corrupt the body's production of redox signaling molecules. So lifestyle has a big impact on how quickly we age. Now you all know that, but that's the mechanism. It's the mechanism, the redox declining is what causes the aging. So redox, it's a new category of applied science. Like, you know, this is a whole new category out there in the world. And there are incredible symposiums and university lectures every day now around the world on redox signaling molecules. So let's just have a look how redox is made, right? So in the body, redox molecules are made in nanoseconds. What happens, and in the body, they're made out of salt and water. You know, we're 70% salt and water. So ASEA, they take pristine salt and water, exactly the same as what's made in your cells. And then the salt and water is broken into free floating atoms. So now we've got sodium, chloride, hydrogen, and oxygen. And then it's restructured into stabilized redox signaling molecules. So this is a 3-day process. But that allows us to have stabilized redox signaling molecules that are bioidentical to the ones that are made in our body in a bottle with a shelf life of 18 months. So this is what the stabilization is all about, stabilizing redox signaling molecules. That's what Virtus Norton achieved, which nobody else has been able to achieve it, and nobody knows how he did it. So it's a unique technology. Like I said, it's a category creator, and ASEA, the company, is the first and only company with this technology, has over 40 patents on the processes, and obviously there is no competition. So to find out more about ASEA's science, head over to aseascience.com. Got some great research and development that's been done. Now, Dr. Robertson Ward, he's an independent medical doctor in the United States. He's dedicated a website called theredoxdoc.com, and that's for all of us to head over there and learn more about the redox if that's something you want to do. It's very lay friendly. It's a fabulous website. Now, he also wrote a book called Healthy Cells, Healthy Life. And the question was asked, does redox have an impact on your genes or on your epigenetics? And it certainly does. Your genes contain the blueprint of instructions for health throughout your entire body. And I've got some good news here for you. It's not all bad. Your genes are not your destiny, but what is your destiny is your lifestyle. And to a large extent, you're in control of that. Science shows us that lifestyle factors like daily stress and environmental toxins are disrupting our genes with catastrophic results. So what's happening there is you're getting good genes turned off and bad genes turned on, and you want to be able to reverse that. Now, changing your lifestyle helps towards reversing that and managing that. But if you or anybody you know is suffering with a cardiovascular condition or immune system disorder or some kind of inflammatory disorder, all those things that end in itis, or digestive disorder or a hormone disorder, then just know that redox biochemistry positively affects the function of these key body systems. So sufficient redox activates the good genes and restores health across these systems. That's really good news. So let's have a look at the products now that contain redox signaling molecules. So we've got Cellular Health. ASEA is a cellular health company. We've got redox from the outside in. So that's our Renew 28 and our Renew Advanced, which is our skincare system. So here's our Renew 28. This is where it all started for me. This is a gel that contains redox signaling molecules that I applied to my body in all the areas where, you know, I wanted to feel and see change. I just did it twice a day. It works from the outside in. It's a whole body redox gel. Use it head to toe. It can also be used for anti-aging and skin repair. But the thing is, when you apply the redox to the outside of the body, it goes internally. It goes to where it's needed anyway. Your innate intelligence will direct the redox to where you've got something going on that you might not even know about it. Now, a great way to have a redox experience, the person who invited you tonight, talk to them about what's called a 3 in 5 application. So 9 out of 10 people, when they apply the gel 3 times in 5 minutes to an area where they're experiencing discomfort, they will have a significant, almost to zero, can be zero, reduction in that discomfort. It doesn't matter where I go in the world. I will always have redox tube in my bag, and I can't tell you how many times I've been able to pull that out of my bag, and people will experience a shift in their discomfort. And if you've got something significant going on in your body, use it 3 applications in 5 minutes, you know, 2 or 3 times a day. I highly recommend it. There's been independent clinical studies done over a 28-day period. All of these results of these studies are on that Redox Science website. I'm just going to refer to a couple here. It was all done with Renew 28. Dermatest was one of the companies that did the testing, and Stevens and Associates. So, for example, participants applied Renew 28 just to their face twice a day for that 28 days, and there was a 20% increase in elasticity, because as we age, you know, everything starts to go south. And to be able to increase the elasticity, that means you're actually turning back the clock. That's significant in 28 days. There was a 23% increase in smoothness. So a lot of people notice as they age, the skin gets a lot rougher. So that's a significant change in 28 days. 11% increase in moisture. Now I've put that there because Renew 28 is not a moisturizer. It's younger functioning cells that actually produce the moisture. And then a 23% reduction in the depth of wrinkles. That's huge. So, no wonder in 6 weeks I had people asking me if I had a facelift, because my face was up and my wrinkles decreased and skin was glowing. So yes, I did look younger because the cells were functioning like they did perhaps 10 years before. So that makes a significant, and if I'm looking younger on the outside, then things are younger on the inside as well. Now, Stevens and Associate, they did the blood flow testing, and what they were able to show is that applying Renew 28 increases your skin blood flow by 50%. And it's actually in the first 10 minutes, it was measured at a 49% increase. I mean, that's massive, because also what declines as we age is our the blood flow, sorry. So, lots of things happen with blood flow, like nutrition, oxygen gets delivered to the cells, detoxification takes place with, blood coming to the cell as well and leaving the cell. So all of those things get compromised as we get older. So again, to increase your blood flow is turning back the clock. And then there was a 16% increase in skin cell renewal. So for example, when we're 40, let's say when we're 20, our skin cells turn over every 28 days. But by the time we're 40, skin cells could be turning over every 90 days, which is why the visible signs of aging are showing up. So if you can fasten up that skin cell turnover, that means the cells are turning over like they did when we were younger. So this was a 16% increase in the speed of that. Here's our Renew Advanced. Now look, I started off in the skincare industry, so I know a lot about skincare. And it's safe to say that all other skincare is like a lick of paint over a crumbling wall. A SIA Renew Advanced skincare system is rebuilding the crumbling wall. And the rebuilding is done with the repair, the step 2. So it's a really simple system. I wish I'd taken a photo of, all the stuff I used to put on my face. I got rid of all that, and I just cleanse, and then I do the repair part and then the replenish. So it's the Renew 28. And then we've got that beautiful, even more concentrated Renew serum. And you just spot treat that on, areas of your face where you're aging a little faster. And then we've got the moisturizer, which I love. Now we've got cellular health from the inside out. So that's our SIA beverage. And then we have a nutritional range, which I'll just go through a little bit of that. So this is how redox launched into the world. Redox signaling molecules stabilized, launched into the world 10 years ago. And that was in the liquid form. And it was launched in the US in 2010. In later years, the SIA launched their cutting-edge nutritionals. We've got 2 whole food nutritional supplements. We've got a supplement for digestive health and 1 for anti-aging and vitality. And I've worked with nutritional supplements for decades, and I've never seen anything work like these do. And they're whole food, they're organic. They're fermented, so that increases the nutritional profile of them. There's superfoods in them, there's Chinese herbs, there's all sorts of things. They are amazing nutritionals, and that's all I take now. So to find out more about the ASEA Via range, head over to aseavia.com and you'll be able to read up on all of those. So what is the essence of cellular health? Well, increasing the signaling and communication inside your cells will enhance your body's natural ability to heal, because it's only our body that can heal ourselves. It's just us providing the body with what it needs to actually do the healing. So ASEA is a cellular health company, and they're providing from inside out and outside in. And look, that's unique in itself. I don't know any other company in the world that does that. So let's go back to that home. Think of a home that's in disrepair. Perhaps that house that had a fire, or it's crumbling after decades of standing with little to no maintenance. So for repair, you need roofing materials, you need framing materials, plaster, flooring materials. So in our body, that's the vitamins, minerals, essential fatty acids, and amino acids. These are the body's building materials. Now, you can have all the building materials on site, which is what I had going on, but imagine what's going to happen to them if the labor, that is the foreman and his team, never show up. You know, the rebuild and the repair just won't get done, and the materials will just rot and deteriorate on that building site. So for me, I had all the building materials there, but I had like an old man with a hammer, and unfortunately he wasn't sufficient to get the job done, which is why my body wasn't repairing. So redox signaling molecules are the labor. So ASEA is a complete cellular health company and the only company in the world that provides the raw materials and the labor. Everybody else focuses on the raw materials. And you know, not to say we don't need good quality raw materials. We do. The better the quality of the raw materials, obviously, the better the build. But if the labor's missing, yeah, you're not going to be able to utilize the those fabulous nutrients or the organic food you're consuming. Now, studies show immediate positive effects, but it can take time to notice, right? So there could be things going on in your body, but you're not noticing it yet. So one thing that's really important when you're using ASEA's products is to have those correct expectations before you even get started. So what we're looking at here, this is based on outcomes using the liquid. So in a week, 10% of people see or experience something. But what that means is that 90% of people are experiencing nothing. So we know from the research that the molecules are doing something as soon as you come into contact with them. But over 3 months, 95% of people will experience a specific measurable result. And look, for some people who are really sick, they might need to be taking the product for up to 120 days. But I've seen significant life-threatening challenges certainly turn around and be heading in the other direction in that time. So, you know, one of the reasons this product is distributed the way it is because you need education and support when you start on the redox signaling molecules. So the person who introduced you to the molecules or has invited you tonight, then they can connect you with experts on their team who can talk to you about, you know, what sort of dosages you may need to use in order to get enough cellular repair. Because it's usually when a disease is present, it's a whole system that's gone down. So there's a lot of cells that need repairing. But I know if you take enough of it in a 3-month period, you're definitely going to be delighted with the results. Now, the topical delivery of molecules, we often see faster results. There's 4 times more the molecules in the gel. But this one, what we're looking at here is just based on the drink. So yeah, results seeing is believing. This is one of my favorites. This is Rosie from the US. She's aged 84 here. That's her 7 weeks later. And by the way, she couldn't see a difference. So it's really important you take photos because yeah, often I'm with people, I can see a significant shift, but they can't. So you got to, you know, always take a photo of anything that you're putting the redox on. Rosie was drinking the molecules and also applying it to her face. And this is her 3 years later. And I've seen her when I go to the States. Every year I go, she looks younger. I actually got an updated photo of her recently. She's now 90 and she looks amazing. Rosie's having a ball in life, let me tell you. So, you know, I believe all teenagers deserve to know about this technology. There is some really toxic treatments out there, and this is incredible. The redox signaling molecules, it's safe and effective in a case like this, and really important for young people's self-esteem. So there's lots to smile about here. Now, Danny had a serious illness. Some of you may know of Danny Doyle. He had a serious illness of rapidly dividing cells. And after 2 years of conventional treatments, he was told there's no hope for his recovery. Go home and get your affairs in order. Thank goodness a friend introduced him to the redox signaling molecules. And 12 months after using ASEA, he was completely free of his health challenge. And you know, he travels the world teaching and sharing his story and, you know, creating an opportunity for others as well. So thermography, some of you might be familiar with this. I mean, it's like heat, where heat from your body is photographed, and where you see red, this is not good. That's usually means, well, it means inflammation and a lot of discomfort. So there's a lot of discomfort going on in that hand. And there we can see the picture taken after 3 applications in 5 minutes. So that hand will feel significantly different, let me tell you. So this is a friend of mine, Marietta, and this is 5 weeks of using Renew 28. We can see significant anti-aging changes there in her face. But what you can't see is that Marietta could only open her mouth wide enough to take in soft foods due to chronic jaw discomfort. And this was the reason that she actually applied Renew 28 at all. And you know what? She only applied it along the jawline and behind the ears because that's what she was concerned about. But after 5 weeks of applying it, her jaw returned to normal. It's never gone back to what it was. And she began eating a regular diet. And look at that change in her face. Incredible. So ASEA Renew 28 are not intended to diagnose, prevent, treat, or cure any disease. ASEA empowers the body to heal itself by increasing cellular efficiency, cellular function, and cellular communication. So ASEA is awesome for athletes. Why would athletes use the redox? Because they get improvements in endurance, strength, recovery, and mental stamina. So their personal best increases substantially, and that's all the reasons why. So there are many athletes out there using ASEA, those that know about it. Oh, I don't know about you. I always get a fright. Okay, too good to be true. Well, I thought so when I first looked at it. Like, this just is surreal. So let's just meet the elephant in the room. You know, the science is there, the research is there, we have the products and the results. Ask the person who invited you tonight to connect you in with Facebook groups where there are thousands of testimonials. Over the years, I've seen miracles. I don't see them every now and then, I see them all the time. So yeah, ask, get your questions answered. And look, for me, when I saw it, the first thing I established was it's safe. The efficacy I didn't know. It was 6 years ago, you know, it was so new. And I thought there's only one way to find out. So I bought the gel and started using it. So that's what I'd recommend you do. Give it a go. So what have we learned tonight? Well, we're all made of 70 odd trillion cells. And in every cell, our cells produce redox signaling molecules. And what do? They protect and they run our whole healing mechanism. And as we get older, our redox declines, which is why we age. And ASEA is the only company in the world who have produced a stabilized form of redox signaling molecules, bioidentical to the molecules we make in our body. So ASEA, the company, was built on a foundation of integrity, and that was really important to me. I've been involved with state-of-the-art technology before. I wouldn't put it in this category, but, you know, on the way up there. But the companies who brought these products to market didn't have integrity, and there were some serious repercussions in dealing with those companies, not only for myself, but for my customers. And I never wanted to be involved or have that experience again. But here's Vertus Norton. Vertus Norton's background: he was the vice president of strategy for Kraft Foods. He managed a $30 billion portfolio. And a very, very clever man. And Tyler Norton, who is his son, he's one of the youngest vice presidents in the insurance world. They're two very, very smart businessmen. They purchased a technology from a struggling biotech company who could actually make the molecules, but they were unsuccessful in stabilizing them. And as a result of that, they actually went broke. And Vertus had one goal, and that was to stabilize the molecules and get them out to the people. And 12 months later, he succeeded. Now, the other thing that I discovered very early on about these two men and all the executive staff at ASEA is not only are they very smart businessmen, but they have a heart and a soul. This company has a heart and a soul, and that to me is very, very important. I love the ASEA Genesis. If you want to just hear Vertus tell, it's a 16-minute video. It moves me to tears every time, where he just tells the story of the genesis of ASEA. I really encourage you to go and watch that. ASEA's mission is to be a force for good in the world and better people's lives. And there's certainly, they are 100% on track with this mission. They're changing lives all around the world. These products are available in 33 different countries. So how can you be part of ASEA? You know, you could be a consumer where you get to buy the products wholesale, experience better health, live younger longer. You could be what's called an associate. And this is where you have access to the products, again, at the same wholesale pricing, but you're able to help others with their health and well-being. And that could be just your friends and family. It could be to the wider community. It doesn't matter. It's, you know, it's just whatever works for you. And with some thank you money for that, that can cover at the minimum the cost of your products. Or it could be that you'd love to create a residual income. You know, many people I speak to would just love to be in their own business, but starting a business takes a lot of risk, a lot of exposure financially, and you've got to have a lot of skill to run a successful conventional business. And I've had several conventional businesses in my life. I would never, ever want to go back. And that'd be like a whole seminar as to what the difference is. But I think you probably get the picture. For $60, you can start a business with ASEA. You work your own hours from home. You can build a national or a global team. You can create financial freedom. It may be you only want an extra $500 a month, or you might want an extra $5,000 or $20,000. The choice is yours, and you have the ability to learn and fall forward while you earn. So you're mentored into how to grow this business. So I think one of the most attractive things for me, it's equal opportunity. It doesn't matter your age. It doesn't matter you know, your background, what education you've had. It really doesn't matter. Everybody is able to learn and grow a business in this type of network marketing business model. So I just think it doesn't get any better personally. And so I always like to finish with a quote from our beautiful founder, Vertus Norton. So first of all, you know, I thank you all for joining us tonight, for trusting the person who invited you, for trusting me. And we're all here tonight because of this incredible mission and vision of Vertus Norton. And this is a quote from him: "We're all at the start of something big with great purpose, and right now is the moment that we begin influencing the future, and we can change the world." So I'm just going to stop my share now. And I'm going to stop the recording and just check if there are some questions there that I can answer for you. So we'll just stop that.